So we know that it's really hard for parents when it comes to having career conversations. There is a lot of pressure involved. Parents are quite worried because they might not be hearing a lot from their child. It doesn't mean their child's not thinking about it, it just means their child isn't feeling comfortable to talk about it. So a really great place to start with career conversations is what they're actually interested in. Sometimes it can be difficult for young people to take something that they're interested in and see how that can relate to careers. So if they are interested in one thing in particular, whether that's mountain bike riding, maybe take the time to help them explore what else is in that industry. Who owns the shops that sell the bikes? Who repairs the bikes? Who does the advertising for the big events? Who runs the big events?
It's really important to have lots of conversations where you can with them. So to try to keep those conversations positive about the potential, so that gives them some hope. Yeah, and to give them some sense of anticipation about what's possible for the future.
So there are lots of great opportunities to have conversations about careers with your child. Some of them are really formal, so those are the ones like university and TAFE open days. Your school might be hosting a careers information evening. Those are great, go along to those with your child. The other thing to do is to think about all of the range of organic opportunities you have to talk with your child about stuff and make time in your day to have those conversations with your child.
Having conversations with teenagers can be really tricky, particularly if we're forcing a conversation, about careers that maybe they're not ready to have. So be careful about relying on one or two big conversations at specific points. You may need to be persistent and patient, I would say, to try and find the best timing for conversations, and maybe to make them less pressured conversations, more informal conversations.
So if you're struggling to talk to your teen, if they're reluctant to talk to you about their careers, the first thing to do is to take the pressure off. So that means not pressuring them to make a decision, not pressuring them to talk to you about it, and giving them space to talk to you about it in smaller doses, certainly not face-to-face. Side-by-side is always much better when you're having a conversation with a teenager. And if they're not interested, leave it be. What you'll find happens is that if you give them enough space and you're positive and encouraging, then they will come to you because they are really keen to work out what they do when they leave school.
It's easy in our enthusiasm and in our excitement and opportunities that we see for them to maybe even unconsciously put pressure on them. So ask them some questions about, what's been their thinking, what's influenced them to want to take, that choice or that direction. And don't be satisfied with a one-word answer, I think, is, try to give them the freedom to talk through their decision-making process. And at the end of the day, recognise that what they value might be different to what you value.
So it's really important that young people have space to reflect on their decisions when they come to making career choices, and they've got a safe space to do that with you. They can ask you questions, they can tell you what they're thinking, and you can give them that second opinion and help them in that reflection process, especially when they're making those decisions about things like subject selection. They're feeling a lot of pressure, and you can either confirm or get them to think again about something that might have real implications down the track.
I think the important thing is to let them be leading, and you can come in and support and guide and offer advice. Making your own decision is a really important thing, particularly as a teenager, because you are really trying to establish your own identity. Giving them confidence and permission to own their own decisions is a critical thing for them to be able to move into adulthood.